All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for joining us today on our virtual visit. This is the third virtual visit that we have done, and we're going to focus on our transfer degrees and our sport management program. And to start off with, I am Chris Ford. I'm the Director of Marketing for Illinois Eastern Community Colleges and Lincoln Trail College. And it is a pleasure to have all of you here today. And we'll kind of go through some different introductions here momentarily. But before we begin, just want to give a quick 101 on Zoom in case somehow a year into the pandemic you've never used Zoom. So you should have a mute button. So we would ask that unless you are speaking, you go ahead and mute your microphone. You can start and stop your video. We do have a chat that we will keep an eye on. And we also have the opportunity to do some different reactions and all of that throughout. So that's a quick rundown of what Zoom is and how that works. So to start off with, again, I have introduced myself. And let's go ahead and go around with our other faculty and staff that have joined us here today to introduce themselves. And Tana, I'm going to start with you.
Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us, everyone. I'm Tana Ambrose from Lincoln Trail College, Director of College Access. And Chris, I appreciate you putting together this event today for us to learn more about transfer degrees and sports management.
All right. Next, let's go down the line. Brent Todd, I see you on here.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brent Todd. I'm Dean of Instruction here at Lincoln Trail, and it's good to see you all today.
And we'll hear more from Brent here in just a minute. And now let's switch over to, we've got a lot of people in one room. I saw Aaron in there. I saw Crystal in there, and I'm trying to remember who else I saw in there. So now it looks like they are all gone from the room. So let's oh, you're here. Okay. All of a sudden I saw empty chairs and I'm like, oh no. So Crystal, you're the first one I see.
Hi, I'm Crystal. I am the faculty coordinator at
There we go. We're having a hard time hearing you guys. No. We'll come back to you guys. And then also on the line, we've got Tyler Browning.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I'm Tyler Browning, lead instructor of sport management at Lincoln Trail. I've been at Lincoln Trail 7 years, and I've been the instructor of the sport management program for almost a full 4 years, coming up here at the end of the semester.
All right. Well, one of the people that wants to make an introduction for you guys as well is Dr. Ryan Gower, who is the Chancellor of Illinois Eastern Community Colleges and the former president of Lincoln Trail College.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to take a quick minute to thank you for taking the time today to learn a little bit more about Lincoln Trail College. For me, college is all about discovering new interests inside and outside of the classroom, and learning new things and developing the skills that you're going to need to succeed in your future. And I want you all to know that Lincoln Trail is an excellent place to begin your journey. I'm sure that today you're going to learn a lot about the things that make Lincoln Trail special. I think about all the different programs of study, the student clubs, the performing arts, our athletic programs, and there really is a lot to tell you about there. But for me, the thing that has always made Lincoln Trail such a special place is the people. I want you to know that the faculty and staff at Lincoln Trail are really outstanding. They have earned us numerous awards, recognitions at both the state and national level. And you may not be aware that Lincoln Trail College consistently ranks among the highest community colleges, not just in the state, but in the nation. So, as I said, part of our secret to success really is our people. And the approach that we take is making sure that teaching and learning is something that is unique for every student. We try to make sure that our students are part of a really close-knit community, a community that works together to support each other. And when you come to Lincoln Trail, our faculty, our staff, and our coaches are going to take the time to get to know you by name. They're going to know who you are, what you want to do, and what you want to achieve in life. And their goal is to be a part of that process. I know you're going to enjoy our classroom environment. I hope you enjoy your visit with us here today. Thank you all very much, and enjoy your visit with Lincoln Trail College.
All right, so that is Dr. Ryan Gower. And with that, I would like to turn things over to Brent Todd again for an introduction from you for Lincoln Trail College.
Thank you, Chris. Sorry about that. I had to go help the folks next door with their camera, but I think they're set up now when you're ready for them to do intros as well. But I just wanted to say good afternoon and welcome to all of the students that are joining us today. I'm excited for you to be here at our latest virtual visit. All of our visits have been so fantastic so far, but I've really been looking forward to this one because I was actually a transfer student as well. I went to the community college from my hometown, and at the time, I was a little hesitant to go, but it's an experience that I enjoyed. I've never looked back negatively on that. In fact, most of the friends that I still keep in touch with were actually the ones that I met at my local community college. So it was just such a fantastic experience for me. As Dr. Gower mentioned, not only are we a top-rated institution in the state of Illinois, but across the country as well. And one of the ways that that is demonstrated is through our student GPAs when they go to senior institutions. And far above average, our students succeed when they graduate from Lincoln Trail at senior institutions. Typically, our students end up with higher GPAs at those institutions than the students who started right out at those four-year universities. That's completely because of the faculty and the staff here at Lincoln Trail, and I hope that you guys give us a chance to help you succeed in your transfer degrees as well. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Brent. Let's go back now to Aaron, Jamie, and Crystal for their introduction, since we couldn't hear them very well earlier.
Can you hear us now?
A little bit better, but not great. Tell you what, guys, we're going to come back to you guys again. So we're going to hop into a little bit more of what we're doing today. And we are going to actually speak with a number of our different instructors. And this is something that we set up, and we talk to our different instructors about what they enjoy at Lincoln Trail College and some other things. So we put this together with our instructors. So here it is.
I teach here at Lincoln Trail College life sciences, which means general biology 1, general biology 2, environmental biology, introduction to biology, and also I teach an introduction to physical science. So not only the life science, but a little bit of physical science as well. So as for a career in life sciences, you have everything from your medical pre-med students to pre-veterinary, chiropractic, dentistry, to anything that, of course, in the environment, from students that want to be a conservation officer to those that want to go and be maybe wildlife management. Then you have those that just want to maybe teach, of course, be science teachers. My favorite part about teaching here at LTC is definitely class sizes. It's nice to have small classes. You have one-on-one attention to your students, so my thing is, I love when students come and ask for help if they need a question clarified or a concept clarified, that they can come and ask me. But when that light bulb, you can literally see that light bulb go over their head and when they get a concept. And that's the best fulfilling part about teaching, is when they can get that concept down.
I teach various English courses from Comp 1, Comp 2, anything literature. I also teach various amounts of speech classes, like speech and interpersonal communications. I realized that I can follow my passion, and I can do reading and I can edit, and I don't have to like just do something that I wasn't interested in. I could follow what I wanted, and that's kind of what led me down a courageous path of trying it out. Honestly, if it wouldn't have been for my first 2 years at Lincoln Trail, I don't know if I would have made it in my bachelor's, because at the time I spent here, it helped me gain these study habits that I needed at a 4-year that I didn't quite have in high school. So being here, it just kind of helped me grow in my academics, and I played softball here as well. So having all that time with playing sports and study tables, I had more free time when I transferred. So it was just an easy transition for me from here, because we were so like heavy on academics. There's a moment when students just get what you're trying to explain to them, and it's like that light bulb. And when they finally get what you're trying to get across to them, it's really beautiful. It's magical, because it makes you feel like everything that you're trying is worth it. The community, the instructors are amazing, and it's affordable. And if you're not quite sure what you want to do with your life, because when I came here, I was first a nursing student, and then I was speech pathology, and then I wound up on English. So this is a good place to get your feet wet in different classes to know what you want to do. If you're going to major in English, the world is your limit. You can be a teacher, you can go into marketing, you can go into like HR, you can be a CEO if you wanted to.
The main thing that I teach here is public speaking, introduction to public speaking, and so it's a class designed for freshman, sophomore students who really don't have any public speaking experience to speak of. Public speaking is one of those skills that we all are going to have regardless of the career that we choose. It is so encouraging to me, and it's encouraging to them to see themselves grow and gain confidence as they move through the semester. My favorite part of Lincoln Trail College is interacting with students. I love having students, a new group of students come into the classroom and getting to know them through the course of the semester, watching them grow in their ability to speak and to relate to each other. And then even after this class is done or this semester is done, seeing them in the hallways, being able to catch up with them a little bit, those relationships with students, getting to know students and seeing them progress is by far the most rewarding thing to me.
One of the most rewarding things as a teacher is to watch your students come in, maybe a little unsure of themselves, maybe a little less confident in their abilities as a student, and then watching that student over the 1 or 2 years that they are here become an excellent student, and to be able to see that they are capable of achieving whatever they set out to do. And that's very rewarding to watch somebody come in here and then leave here a stronger person, a more confident person, a better person. I think one of my most favorite parts of LTC is the family atmosphere that we have here. And I believe that I think the most rewarding part of working here is seeing how we come together. An example, there was a critical need for a food pantry here on campus, and we went from no food pantry to a fully stocked food pantry in less than a week. As a college student, it is extremely important to get involved. Whether you are getting involved in student groups, whether you are joining the theater, athletics, whatever, getting engaged in class discussions. Part of being a college student is becoming an adult, and getting engaged in your communities is part of growing as a person. And so student involvement, it helps you enjoy the college experience more. You get more out of your time here. You actually become better students and more well-rounded, so it's important to get involved.
I teach all levels of mathematics. I teach from the developmental all the way up to the calculus series for engineering students, people who are going into the medical field. But even those who are not going into a math-intensive career, we all need math. Practically everything we do requires a little bit of mathematics. The students are great. We have small classes. We get to know the students. That's very enjoyable as a teacher. being able to see your students learn, because you're able to have a lot of contact with them. That's very rewarding as an instructor. So that's one of the great things about LTC. Being active in programs, the extracurricular programs at a college is one way to a little bit step out of your comfort zone and get introduced to new things. And Phi Theta Kappa especially teaches leadership skills. We do research projects, we have scholarship, we have fellowship, and it just lets you shine, You get to try different things and do personal development that really gives you a little bit of a competitive edge when you move on or go into a job interview.
I teach psychology and sociology classes. For the social sciences, a lot of times you can go into things like social work, clinical therapy sorts of jobs. A lot of helping fields. Psychology and sociology are actually big in a lot of helping fields. So my favorite part of Lincoln Trail College is the small class size, really getting to know students and having those smaller interaction environments. I think the purpose of Student Senate and other student organizations is to give students more of a college, like having different activities on campus, having different activities off campus, like really trying to build and make the experience something students look positively on. When they look at their time at LTC, they think back, yeah, those things were really fun. The friendships I made, the leadership abilities and the decisions that were made were really important for growing as a person.
I teach some of the core music classes like music appreciation and history of American music, which is online. But I also teach some music theory courses. I direct the choirs here. I teach applied lessons, which we offer to college students regardless of what your major is. You can be involved in applied lessons. You can be involved in our ensembles here. You can go and get a music education degree to teach in the public schools. You can also get a music performance degree, which then allows you to go on into a master's degree or a doctoral degree. It's very fulfilling for me as a teacher. That's one of the reasons I became a music instructor, because I think that when you're teaching the performing arts, there's room for growth not only as a musician, but in so many other characteristics like confidence, like being able to stand up in front of a group of people. And so that's one of the reasons I became a teacher. And so it makes me feel super proud, and also it's something that our department and also LTC can be proud of when these young people go out into the community.
So these were just some of our different transfer instructors here at Lincoln Trail College, and certainly there are others, but we're also joined today by some students, and one of the students actually couldn't be here today, but definitely wanted to share some of her experiences with us, and that is Winter Harmson. All right, joining us now on our student panel is Winter Harmson. How are you today, Winter?
I'm doing good.
So one of the things I want to ask you in particular about is getting involved in things here at Lincoln Trail College, because you are one of our students that has really embraced everything there is about student life here at LTC. President of Student Senate, president of Phi Theta Kappa, soccer player, captain of the soccer team. You've done a little bit of everything. So talk about the importance of getting involved.
It's really important to get involved because there's different aspects of college. It's not only like shaping your educational profile and getting you ready for a career. It's also shaping you as a person and figuring out who you are when you're on your own and you're not constantly relying on your family and your parents who have like definitely helped you. But now it's time for you to be your own person and really figure out what that means to you. So joining all of the different leadership opportunities and the different clubs, if you're interested in theater or chorus or music and stuff like that, or sports, like anything, you should definitely go for it. You should definitely do it. And if there's not an organization on campus, like if you really like to do something and we don't offer it, you can always make your own club. Like we have anything that you can imagine is capable of being done. So going after something that you're really passionate about is really important for you right now, because this is the opportunity you have to do that, rather than graduating and getting into a career field that you're not happy with because you never tried anything else.
All right. And then the other thing that I want to talk to you about. So you are looking at a career in medicine, and obviously academics are very important, and you're someone that's a very good student anyway. But talk a little bit about how Lincoln Trail College has helped prepare you for that future.
So I have a very specific, like, I already know what I want to do. I want to go into optometry. So it's not like a general med field. And so Lincoln Trail was really helpful in that, because the advisors looked at prospective schools that I would possibly go on to, as far as like UMSL or Ripon, like all these different colleges that I was looking at in order to take my next step in that degree and in that field. And they looked at the specific coursework for it. They looked at every single course that was required for a prerequisite or involved in the program. And they looked at what I could accomplish here in order to help complete that. So they were really helpful in making sure as many of my credits would transfer as possible, and which credits would be the most helpful to get out of the way now compared to being more integrated in the actual program when I would transfer, and like what the best options would be and what the best steps would take, the best protocol for it was. And it wasn't only that, it was also like there's different little career fairs that they almost do after hours, like in the afternoon, where they'll bring in health professionals with like secondhand universities or people that are actual students that are applying to the degrees and the different doctorates. And they really educate you on the process of how that's going to go and what you need to do in order to be as prepared for it as possible.
All right. Well, Winter, I want to thank you for joining us. And we've got some other students with us, so we will let them also answer some questions. So thanks for joining us today, Winter.
Of course. Happy to be here.
So Winter was actually, we got the list of our student award winners, and Winter, I don't think knows this yet, but she was awarded the Bev L. Turkle Excellence in Leadership Award. So one of our other students that I want to bring in, and I don't know if she knows this yet either, but Abby McCord, I'd like to bring you in, and you were the recipient of our Joseph C. Pyland Excellence in Scholarship Award, because you are a very excellent student here at Lincoln Trail College. So Abby, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So talk a little bit about your academic journey here at Lincoln Trail College.
Well, so I started dual credit as a high school student. And then, so this is my second year at Lincoln Trail College, technically. And, academics here have just been so easy for me, just because the teachers, the small class sizes, the teachers are always there for you no matter what. Anytime you need any help or have any questions, they're going to make sure you succeed. So I think it's been really easy for me to succeed with academics.
Why is that one-on-one attention so important?
I'm from a very small school, so I've always grown up with one-on-one attention. And I think that sometimes in bigger schools, it's a lot easier to just slide underneath the radar and just, skip classes, not do your homework, and the teachers don't really care. But at LTC, that's not the case. They care so much. And since there is that one-on-one attention, you can't slack off, you can't fall behind. And I think that really encourages me and everyone else to be better students too.
So for the other people that are joining us today, talk a little bit about what your future plans are.
So I am currently enrolled and going to be starting classes at Eastern Illinois University in the fall of 2021. And I am in the Communication Disorders and Sciences program.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Abby.
Thank you.
All right. So we have some alumni that we also had the chance to talk with as well. And one of them is Drew Halter. All right. Joining us now is Drew Halter, class of 2016 at Lincoln Trail College. How are you doing today, Drew?
Doing well. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. Thanks. So you are now at Indiana University at the Maurer School of Law. So tell us a little bit about your transition from Lincoln Trail College there to where you are now.
Yeah, so, I think Lincoln Trail really laid the groundwork for, everywhere I've been since I was at Lincoln Trail. So it's, been 5.5-ish years, I guess, since I've been there. but ever since I graduated in 2016, it really kind of boosted me where I have gone. I went to Indiana University right after Lincoln Trail, and then continued from law school right out of that. And I think I've had college advisors tell me that my community college experiences just boosted my education and helped me a lot to where I've gotten. And it's catapulted me. It's truly catapulted me to where I'm at today.
Well, one of the really unique experiences you had at Lincoln Trail College is you had the opportunity to serve as a student trustee on the board of trustees. Talk a little bit about how that experience has helped you where you are now.
Yeah. So the year I spent with the board was, absolutely amazing. I got the chance to visit the 3 other IECC schools. I got to speak with students. And most importantly, I got to work alongside some of the most passionate and genuine people involved in IECC. And that year I spent time learning and working alongside them, was really influential to where I've gotten now. And, I often, pretty much always resort back to my time on the board with those people that I spent all that time with. It's just really just a leg up above, kind of what somebody else may have gotten the experience to do. And if somebody has that opportunity, I would encourage them to take it, to run for that position, to do it, to embrace it, because, it's a really unique and special experience. And you learn a lot from the people that you work alongside with. I remember the long car rides to the meetings with, at the time, President Harris and John Brooks. And, we, just the conversations and the time we all spent together, I learned a lot, and I am so thankful for that time I got to spend with them.
Oh, I know that wasn't your only experience that was sort of the extracurricular experience at LTC. Talk about some of the other experiences that you had.
Yeah, so I was also involved in Phi Theta Kappa at Lincoln Trail, and I got really involved with that, and I was able to go to San Antonio, Texas. We were able to go to Nashville the second year to the big Phi Theta Kappa conventions. And then that was really unique and special as well. But, the classmates I met with in PTK, I still talk to this day. I still text them and speak with them. The advisors of Phi Theta Kappa I still talk to. So that was just also another unique experience that Lincoln Trail has that I would, again, encourage people to, take advantage of and do those things that can kind of help make that experience be the best that it can, because Lincoln Trail has a lot to offer, and you should take advantage of all those things as well.
So you went to Indiana after Lincoln Trail College. Talk a little bit about kind of the difference between what you experienced at Indiana University and then what you saw at Lincoln Trail College. Obviously, very small class sizes at LTC in comparison, and talk a little bit about the importance of that.
Yeah. So of course, when I transferred to IU, I knew that I was going to a campus of 50,000 students. So that was going to be the first difference, the first big thing I had to overcome. But, I think Lincoln Trail really prepared me in that one-on-one environment. The professors at Lincoln Trail are, really able to get to know you well one-on-one. And I think that sets you up for success at the next university. Because I immediately wanted to make connections with those professors at the larger university. And in the class size of 180 students, you have to be proactive in that. And I think Lincoln Trail really helped, kind of give me that networking and ability to connect with a professor moving on at the next step. In terms of classes and, where I was at when I got to IU, everything transferred to IU, which was wonderful from Lincoln Trail. So that was, an immediate plus, that I didn't have to retake anything or do anything again. And so I think, Lincoln Trail beyond that really prepared me for the environment at IU. And like I said, my criminal justice advisor came up to me on the day of graduation and said, your community college experience really prepared you for this. And, it's really unique, and it's not often that I see transfer students perform as well as you did. And I credit that to Lincoln Trail.
So you graduate from law school next month. What are your plans once you earn your degree, your law degree?
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Florida bar in July. And then beyond that, I will be moving to Washington, D.C. And after that, it's kind of not even known to family yet, but I will be a judge advocate in the military. I will be a JAG officer, and I will be headed off to training. And then I will go to the military justice school and learn the law of the military. And then, who knows from there, to be honest. But that is my plans for after law school, and should be exciting.
That's amazing. Drew, last question I have for you. Today, we're talking with a group of students that are thinking about coming to Lincoln Trail College. Some have made their decision. Some are maybe still thinking about their decision. What advice do you have for them as they start preparing for their college steps?
Yeah, so first I would say do it. Go. The community, the professors, the students, Lincoln Trail is an amazing place to begin your education. First, for many students, it's a great start because of financials. Lincoln Trail, kind of really helps you be able to go somewhere with a great education with a reasonable cost. And then, like me, it can propel your college experience and the future of your education, beyond measure of, where you could have began if you went somewhere else. So I would definitely tell them to do it. Go to Lincoln Trail, embrace it. If you have the opportunity to do something while you're at Lincoln Trail, take it. Get to know the professors. They really, want to get to know you. I checked last night. Many of them are still there. And, really just make the best out of it because, it can really be something really, really great for you as well.
All right, Drew, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Drew Halter, some great advice there from him as students are making their way through Lincoln Trail College. He's done some great things. All right, now I want to bring back Aaron Volk and Jamie Carmen. And hopefully, I think we've got our technical issues worked out with them. And they're going to talk to you guys a little bit about our transfer degrees and what you need to get started.
Well, we hope we're fixed now. Can you hear us okay?
Perfectly.
Okay. Yay, Brent. Good job. So we are both doing transfer advising, but the idea is that we want to get you your core classes, kind of like in high school, the college has a core, communications or your English-based courses, math, science, fine art humanities, and social sciences. These are the same across almost every university in the country. And then we use the elective times to help students focus in on a program. So for our sport management students, they're taking classes that are related to their program to help them prepare to transfer to a four-year university. We can work with a wide variety of programs such as education, criminal justice, business. So there's lots of options out there. If you come and talk to us about, hey, here's what I'm interested in doing, we're going to help you identify what is the correct path to get to your final goal.
And we are advising for summer and fall right now, so you can call the college to make appointments with us.
All right, thanks, ladies. So another part of the event that we have today is talking about sport management. And Tyler was on a little bit earlier, but we had a chance to sit down and do an interview with Tyler to talk to you guys a little bit about what sport management is.
Sport management is one of the fastest growing majors across the United States. It's a very diverse major. When you get done with it, it's a degree that can prepare you for dozens and maybe even hundreds of different career paths that you can go down, and you can work anywhere in the world with this degree. So I think in general, whether you want to be a high school athletic director or work at a college athletic department, whether you want to work in a parks and recreation setting, or whether you want to own your own YMCA, work in college or professional sports, in marketing, ticket sales, event facility management. There's all kinds of avenues that you can go down with this general sport management degree. What I tell my students is the greatest thing about sport management is that you can, if you want to work in sports, if you grew up loving sports and sports is your passion, then you can go in a lot of different directions when it comes to sports, and sports can be a general career path that you could go down. We've had a lot of opportunities to get off campus and get out of the classroom and go get some experiential learning, which I think is one of the things that I take pride in with our program, and I think is very valuable. We've built good relationships with Chicago Blackhawks, St. Louis Cardinals, and actually visited those places multiple times. We've been to Busch Stadium multiple times and to the United Center multiple times. And we've been able to tour their facilities, talk to their personnel, do panels with their employees, meet their front office staff. And it's been really good for our students to kind of get out there and start the networking process, which I think is really crucial anytime you can begin that process early. We have tried hard to get outside of the classroom and then even bring in guest speakers to the classroom. We've had speakers from the Miami Heat, from the University of Illinois, Central Michigan University, Clemson University, and also the Cardinals and Blackhawks speak to our classes either in the classroom or via Zoom meetings, and talk to our students about their profession, about how they can start to get involved. And it's been good for our students to, be able to take what I'm teaching in my classes and what they're learning in their freshman and sophomore courses, and then hear how it applies to on a professional level and hear from someone that has started their career. Internship is not required for the program, but it's encouraged, and we try to provide those opportunities as much as possible. And we've had students intern at several different places, and even in Crawford County and Robinson, there's been some opportunities for internships. And then those students who are willing to seek internships in the summertime, when they go back to their hometowns or when they leave campus, they can pursue internships, and we help get that process set up. I think we have a campus that our faculty and staff really care about our student success. And even though it sounds like a cliche, I feel like our students aren't just numbers, they're not just students, they're actual people that we want to help grow and mature and nurture their growth in education. So I think that definitely sets us apart from other colleges, and that's one of the things I have learned and I've really enjoyed in the last 7 years, is getting to know students more on a personal level and helping them achieve their success. It's fun for me to see the discernible growth between a student as a freshman and a student when they leave, and sitting there in my cap and gown at graduation and seeing students walk across the stage is a good feeling. I think it's seeing a student's maturity grow, seeing students, I've had a lot of students who may start out their first semester and really struggle in the classroom and try to work through that with them, and then by the end of their 2 years they've become an A/B honor roll type of student. I think that's definitely a benefit of being at Lincoln Trail, is that you do get that attention.
All right, so that was Tyler talking a little bit about his sport management program, and we do have some sport management students with us this afternoon. And so we have Mallory Mundy, who also just won an award with us. She won the J. Rod Harmon Excellence in Service Award, and she is with me here in my office. Also joining us, Ahmad Price and Kinley Block. And Kinley, I'm going to start with you, and tell me a little bit about what your favorite part about Lincoln Trail College is, and what your favorite part about sport management is.
For sure about Lincoln Trail is just that it reminds me a lot of my hometown. It's not super big, it's not super small, and I feel like it's easy to navigate through the school and the town itself. And it kind of makes you feel like you're in one of those movies where it's like a small town, kind of countryside kind of thing. But it feels great to be here, and it's very welcoming. And I chose sport management honestly because I really want to coach, and it's definitely a great program to propel you into any sport career. And it doesn't have to necessarily be coaching or part of a team. It can literally be anything. Browning talks a lot about how there's plenty of opportunities And like he said, it's one of the biggest largest growing majors and jobs in the country. So it's really important to think of all the options that you have.
All right, great. Thank you. So, Ahmad, I want to bring you on now, and I'm going to ask you a question that we asked to Abby a little bit earlier too, and that's about one-on-one attention, and talk a little bit about how that one-on-one attention has helped you here at LTC.
It's helped me tremendously. I think just for me personally, I just feel like I learn better when I break things up into pieces. And I feel like Lincoln Trail, really focuses on that aspect of, education, just breaking it up, taking your time with it and just getting everything you can out of the situation. And, I just think that just really helped me as far as in the classroom for my next 2 steps at my university.
So, Ahmad, along those lines, how do you feel your time here at LTC has prepared you for your next steps?
I feel like it's prepared me a lot just because of, like I said, the one-on-one attention. And I also feel like just simply getting away from home, because this is my second time away from home, but it's just in a whole different environment. Coming here, I was kind of nervous, but now that I came, I'm really glad I came, and it just opened my eyes way more to a whole new world. And I'm loving it. All right, Kinley, I want to ask the same question of you, and I know you still have more time here at LTC, but how do you feel your time at LTC so far has prepared you for your next steps?
I honestly think it's really preparing me for a lot of things more than just education. I'm able to, talk to a lot of people, ask them, what their future plans are. And it's really nice to come here and, figure out if I really want to do a certain major or do a certain career. And coming here has really opened my eyes to a lot more than just like a high school education or just a high school academic path.
All right. And Mallory, who you can kind of see to the side of me, I want to talk to you a little bit about your future plans and goals here after you finish up your time here at LTC.
All right. So plans are a little rocky, but that's just because I have a lot of them. I'm going to finish up my undergrad in sports management at the University of Michigan. But I have some interest in law, and I have some interest in possibly working in communications after working with Chris in the marketing office. He's kind of had some influence.
And she has helped out with all of the videos that you have seen today. And then the other question that I want to ask you is, what advice would you have for someone that's about to start at LTC in the sport management program?
Take a leap of faith. I was really eerie about making the transition here, and it was probably one of the smartest decisions I've ever made, both for myself and growing as a person, but also academically. Probably one of the best decisions I ever made. And it's really what you make of it. The opportunities are here if you take advantage of them, and can honestly go wherever from here and succeed.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Kinley, Ahmad, and Mallory, all three are in the sport management program, and all three are also student athletes here at Lincoln Trail College. We also had a chance to speak with a couple of alumni that have been through Lincoln Trail College, and here is what they had to say. All right, joined now by Brady Klamp, class of 2019. Brady, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you are at Indiana State now, sport management. You picked up another major too.
Yeah, nonprofit work. I don't know the exact name of it right now, but yeah, I'm really excited with the Randy Sport stuff that we've done. Now it's like going to look great on a resume with everything. It'll look awesome to help me get a job.
So talk a little bit about how Lincoln Trail College prepared you to where you are today.
Well, the people I met at Lincoln Trail College have honestly helped me so much, from Dr. Gower to you, everyone really, Tyler Browning. Everyone kind of helped me get my mind straight and ready to go for like what I wanted to do. And like I said, I created Randy Sport in your office.
Yeah, which briefly talk a little bit about what that is and kind of a little bit more about how that came about?
Well, one day we were just sitting in your office. We've been playing at Randy's and stuff like that. And in our group chat, we actually started talking about doing something that would make a difference in the community. And now it's grown to something that's honestly amazing. And we raise money, we donate scholarships, food, and do toy drives, stuff like that.
So one of the other cool things that you had the opportunity to do while you were here is you did an internship with the floor hockey program at Lincoln Grade School. Talk about that.
That was honestly awesome. We would get there, me and Parrish Hutchins, and we would get there every day. We would set the court. We would report to Reggie Truitt, and we would get there, and the kids would just be so lit up with excitement and joy, and they would get ready to play. And then we would coach, and that would be crazy sometimes because the kids would be running everywhere and anywhere. And then we'd clean up, we'd have to sanitize and everything. This was actually before COVID, and we were sanitizing and stuff like that to make sure the kids would, flu season, stuff like that. But we had to follow all these precautions and stuff like that every day, and it was awesome. Yeah, I would do it again, honestly.
So you had the internship, you were a work study in the marketing office, my office, which really is more like an internship. How much did those things help you as you got to Indiana State and the program there?
You made me learn how to talk to people. I used to be really nervous, and I still get nervous today. I'm over here shaking a little bit. But you taught me how to talk with a stern voice, and when I went and interviewed Coach Stuckey, actually, it was one of the scariest moments you ever made me do. He made me go alone, and I sat in there, and I was stumbling upon my words, and he said, just relax, it's going to be okay. And that's when I learned that, you just got to relax. And that's what you honestly come to.
So, just in general, how do you feel Lincoln Trail College is Indiana State and your next steps?
Lincoln Trail, made me learn how to study, because if I didn't study in college, it's on you. And Lincoln Trail, the people, the teachers here, awesome. They made sure you're on top of it and everything, and stayed on top of it. And they were always there if you needed help or anything.
So you've got a little bit more time at ISU, but talk a little bit about what you are hoping to do career-wise once you earn your degree.
When I earn my degree, I really would like to get with a nonprofit or a youth foundation for a professional sports team. I think that'd be amazing, and help run that and use that platform to help kids and grow our platform eventually.
So we've got students with us today that are thinking about coming to Lincoln Trail College. Some have said that they are coming to Lincoln Trail College and they are learning about our sport management program and our transfer degrees. What advice would you have them to start their college?
I'm actually so grateful for my time at Lincoln Trail. I spent 2 years here, and honestly, I'm so thankful for it because now I'm actually way less in debt than what I was going to be if I went to Indiana State for 4 years. So that's the first thing. And then, the relationships I've built here is just awesome. From former athletes that were here, and I wasn't an athlete, but I met those guys and I still talk to most of them. It's insane. So the relationships you build here are one of the most drawing effects to it.
Brady, anything else you want to talk about?
I'm just grateful for my time at LTC.
All right, thank you so much, Brady Klamp, the class of 2019, and we'll keep on with our virtual visit. All right, joining us now is Carly Mcfarland, a 2017 Lincoln Trail College graduate. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Happy to be here and excited to get talking with you guys about my time at LTC.
Awesome. So let's just jump in right there. You were involved in a lot of things here at Lincoln Trail College. You were a softball player, Phi Theta Kappa, student senate. Talk a little bit, just to start off with, about the importance of being so involved when you're here at LTC.
So in high school, I was also very involved. So I wanted to kind of continue that as I came to Lincoln Trail. I was involved in a lot of clubs in high school. So then I joined Student Senate and Phi Theta Kappa, as you talked about. Academics were really big for me growing up. So whenever I joined LTC, I kept that a high priority. Joining Phi Theta Kappa was a big part of that. So academics are always important to keep those grades up so you guys can get accepted into colleges after LTC. So that was really important. Staying involved really helped me grow as a person and helped me mature, I guess. So I was very quiet in high school, and then I got to LTC and kind of branched out a little bit more, I guess. So.
Awesome. So along those lines, what was your favorite part about being here at LTC?
My favorite part, I really liked the small town of Robinson. So I was born and raised in Terre Haute, which is a smaller community. So I chose LTC because of the small town in Robinson. I just loved the community feel that you got at Lincoln Trail. Everybody was a big family, and I loved that.
So from LTC, you went to Indiana State. Now you are in a master's program at Indiana State in sport management. Talk a little bit about how your experience here at LTC helped prepare you for Indiana State.
Okay, so I would say getting a lot of my general ed studies done at LTC really helped me when I transferred to Indiana State. So when I transferred to Indiana State, I was like a class ahead in my credits. So I was able to get registered sooner. So I got into classes sooner before everybody else, which helped a lot. And picking sport management, playing softball at Lincoln Trail, I loved softball ever since I was, a little girl. And then picking sport management was a big decision for me. And it really helped me kind of tailor from being on the field and then learning the business side of sports, which is a really cool transition that I got to experience.
So talk a little bit about your master's program and what you're focusing on there.
Okay, so I'm focusing on marketing marketing social media is my main priority to get into after I graduate with my master's. I am the communications athletic graduate assistant at Indiana State. So I'm also getting my master's paid for, which is a huge perk. I am the sports information director for softball and swimming and diving. So having that position really kind of helped me decide what realm I want to be in sports. And I love the social media side of the sport industry. So that's really what I want to get into.
That's awesome. So we're talking with a lot of prospective students today. What advice would you have for them as they're either thinking about Lincoln Trail College or they've committed to LTC and they're getting ready to come here in the fall? What advice do you have for them?
Advice. I can give some sport management specific advice, and this kind of tailors to everybody. Always network. Network is huge. Make connections, be outgoing, always volunteer for whatever you can. Volunteering is huge to build your resume and really helps you get into whatever realm you want to be in, whether it's sports or teaching or whatever it is. Go volunteer at a classroom if you want to get into teaching. If you want to get into sports, go volunteer at the rec league, wherever you want to volunteer at. Really, really helps you network. And network is huge in getting you a full-time career. So that's one big piece of advice from me, I guess.
Awesome. Carly, is there anything else you want to talk about today while we've got you on the line?
Internships are huge, whether you're getting paid or not. It's big experiences, and they will lead to GA positions for you to get your master's or future internships or jobs or whatever it is. Internships are really big too, in building that network that I talked about. So always do whatever internships you can, whatever's possible, do it. Do it scared. I say that all the time. Sometimes I wake up and I'm really scared to cover softball game or whatever it is that day. So do it scared. I mean, just building that network is huge. But yeah, that's one piece of advice I guess I could give you sport management students is to do it scared. Yeah.
All right. Some great advice from some of our alumni. And we're starting to run a little short on time, but we have some other people I want to bring on. And right now I want to bring on Tana Ambrose to talk about the next steps that you need to take to go from being a prospective student here at Lincoln Trail College to being a student at Lincoln Trail College.
Yes, and it's very easy. And I just posted over in the chat section the link to our IECC website, where all you have to do is click on apply and simply fill out the application online. It's very easy, takes about 10 minutes. And then from there, we will start communicating with you and get you into an appointment with an advisor and just really go from there. So I put my contact information in there and Amber Malone's contact information in there. She's our go-to for admissions and transcripts and things like that. And so make sure to copy and paste that contact information and we'd be happy to help you.
And I also want to have you talk real quick about our Admitted Student Day event coming up here soon.
Yes, May 1st is a Saturday, and from 10:30 until noon, we invite all students who are coming to Lincoln Trail in the fall to come join us, be here with faculty, staff, other students, get to go into the classrooms, take a tour, hear from teachers, hear about programs that we offer on campus. In addition to sports management, we have a lot of other things that we offer, and so you can gather information that day on those various programs and just get connected early before school starts in August.
All right. Thank you, Tana. And now I want to bring in Crystal Riggle to talk a little bit about financial aid.
Hi, I'm Crystal Riggle, and I'm the financial aid coordinator here at LTC College. One of our biggest things is making sure that we do have the FAFSA completed, not only for here, but for whatever college you're going to transfer to. With the FAFSA, the great thing about it is if you plan to go here in the fall and somewhere else in the spring, we can potentially put up to 10 colleges on your FAFSA. So they will actually be prepared ahead of time for when you actually transition to their school. One thing we want to make sure that we have everybody communicating so that way we can help you transition from one college to another with ease. Even though we don't want to lose students, we are happy to help them transition on and further their education. So our biggest thing is to make sure that we have FAFSA filled out correctly. So our office, you can always call in our office and we can help look up school codes because some of the school codes can be a little tricky, especially in Illinois. So you can potentially reach out to our office, myself or Allison, and we'll be happy to walk you through that process.
All right. Thanks, Crystal. And we've heard a lot about student life today, so we would be remiss if we didn't show you a little bit about what student life at Lincoln Trail College looks like. So that is a little bit about what student life looks like here at Lincoln Trail College. We have kept you for a good hour, but before we go, I do want to show you a little bit. We are on social media. We'd love for you to follow us on your favorite social media, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We are there, and we would love to see you. Want to thank everyone for joining us today. I think we got some great information out about our transfer programs and about our sport management program. Certainly encourage all of you to apply to Lincoln Trail College if you haven't done that. Very simple. Go to iecc.edu/apply, and we would love to see you here at Lincoln Trail College. So that's going to do it for this virtual visit, and we look forward to seeing you at LTC.